Hello everyone, back again with us. Welcome to Moto Stylish channel. Today we will introduce the 2022 BMW F850 GS and GS Adventure. Often called the best of both worlds, BMW Motorrad certainly has a lot of things right with the F850 GS and GS Adventure. It is powered by an 853 cubic centimeters inline two-cylinder engine and shares the same gearbox and 6-speed brakes. Both bikes use easy-to-read TFT screens with connectivity. In terms of suspension, it appears that both bikes use the same suspension and should have the same number of wheel travel, front and rear 9.1/8.5, 230mm/215mm. I will note that there is some confusion on the BMW website. Canada and some European sites listed as the same thing, but the US and UK, for example, show different suspension travel figures between the two models. There are major differences between these two premium adventure bikes. The most obvious at first glance is the fairing. Adventure has a larger fairing which provides more protection. The Adventure received a larger fuel tank that held an additional 8L for a total of 23L versus the GS with 15L. The Adventure model is endowed with a comfortable seat that is slightly more luxurious for longer rides. This also means a slightly higher seat height. Eventually, you'll notice the engine guard in Adventure is much bigger. All of these items add 34 pounds, 15 kilograms. It may not look like much, but it makes the standard GS feel a lot more agile at slow speeds. BMW Motorrad released the 2022 F750 GS and F850 GS. Both these motorcycles were sold in India previously but had to be temporarily discontinued once the BS6 emission norms came into effect. By 2022, changes to the bike will be limited to a new color scheme and discontinuation of the old one, but the good news is that BMW will likely relaunch the F750 GS and F850 GS in India before the year ends. The BMW F750 GS and F850 GS get a new triple black color scheme along with handguards as standard. The 40 years GS color scheme has been discontinued for both motorcycles. The F850 GS Adventure also gets a new triple black color scheme along with a new light white option as well. The 40 years of GS color scheme and Black Storm Metallic with an ice gray option have been discontinued. Both motorcycles get the same 853 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine as before, which now meets Euro V requirements. The F750 GS produces 76.4 brake horsepower at 7,500 RPM along with 83 Nm at 6,000 RPM. The F850 GS and GS Adventure make 94 brake horsepower at 8,250 RPM along with 92 Nm at 6,250 RPM. All three motorcycles get a 6-speed gearbox. The F750 GS is a road-oriented touring machine, while the F850 GS is equipped with spoke wheels and more equipment for off-roading. The F850 GS Adventure gets more equipment such as a larger fuel tank, off-road bias tires, and a longer list of electronic driving aids. BMW F850 GS Adventure, which is more suited for touring as well as off-roading as compared to the F850 GS, can be had with a rally-style package with Kalamata metallic matte paintwork with golden rims and forks. This bike can also be had in style triple black color. BMW F850 GS and F850 GS Adventure bikes come with automatic stability control, ASC, and two riding modes, rain and road, that adapt the bike's riding characteristics in accordance with most road conditions. The 850 GS Adventure model, on the other hand, also features a 6.5-inch TFT instrument cluster, BMW Motorrad Connect, USB charging port, cruise control, ABS Pro, and DTC, dynamic traction control, as standard. Both the motorcycles come powered by an 853 cubic centimeters two-cylinder inline engine that generates 94 brake horsepower at 8,250 RPM and a peak torque of 92 Nm at 6,250 RPM. The motorcycle's new self-boosting anti-hopping clutch helps cut down engine drag torque and improve safety, especially when one is braking while downshifting. Retuned power delivery. One of our major criticisms with the previous tune of the 853 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine was its lack of accessible performance. You had a slight dull zone between 3,000–6,000 RPM where the motor didn't really feel alive, and post that, it was too frantic. Thankfully, the BS6 tune has smoothened this dull zone out. The engine now pulls cleanly from as low as 2,500 RPM, which doesn't harm you that much even when running a gear higher. Top heaviness. You would expect a lower center of mass for an adventure motorcycle so that it can turn quicker and is more controllable in tricky terrain. However, it is quite the opposite with the Beamers. These bikes felt top-heavy and would be harder to manage for shorter riders if you end up in a tricky situation. This problem is all the more evident in the Adventure variant, which, thanks to its big 23-liter tank, instead of the 15-liter unit on the standard bike, carries even more weight up top. This makes picking up your bike after a tumble even tougher, especially considering the curb weight of 233 kilograms and 248 kilograms for the GS and GS Adventure respectively. Like many models in the BMW 2022 lineup, the list of options is full of goodies. I highly recommend checking out the Premium plan, which includes key items like Dynamic ESA and Ride Modes Pro. 3 color options for BMW F850 GS 2022, Racing Red, Style Rally, Triple Black. 3 color options for BMW F850 GS Adventure 2022, Light White, Rally, Triple Black. BMW F850 GS 2022 starts at $12,595 US/14,595 Canadian dollars. BMW F850 GS Adventure 2022 starts at $12,595 US/14,595 Canadian dollars.